Hello,
Good morning. I'm Jen,
I'm Kimberly.
and this is that Vegan Morning Show.
It is. Hi, Jen. Good
Hey,
morning.
Kimberly, how you doing?
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Long time
feeling
no
very
see.
festive in my little
Yeah,
Santa Claus outfit.
I love it. I got some Hanukkah tinsel on because
Nice.
I realized I didn't. I had some antlers I was gonna wear, and I realized they broke in the move when I smashed them in with my other stuff.
That'll do it. I have little cat ears that have jingle balls on them, but you wouldn't see them with the background on. So I
Oh,
thought my snowflake earrings and my Santa Claus onesie should be enough.
I love it. I am gonna up my festive game next year,
Excellent.
and we got the festive backgrounds happening
We
too.
do. I love it. So cute. I love this little snowman.
Me too. Have you ever built snowmen when you were a kid?
Yeah. Yeah.
Same.
And
That's
I
cute.
don't think we ever dressed him though, like with the scarf and the hat. Like, I don't know if we ever did that. I don't have a memory of it. How about you?
Yeah, so I would build snowmen, and sometimes my mom would build them with me. And yeah, I don't recall ever putting scars on them. I would use like rocks for like the eyes, and
Hmm.
I don't even think I used a carrot nose. Like I would take a pine. We had some pine trees, so
Hmm.
pine cones would make a good nose, or like
Nice.
a stick. That's just as far as it went.
Have you seen on Netflix the movie Hot Frosty?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you've got to watch it. It's so funny. It is definitely like it's got Lacey Chabert as like the main character,
Oh my goodness, I
and
love her.
me too. And and there's like little Easter eggs throughout the movie of like references from other things she's done and some of the other actors that are in the movie, and it's definitely following the like Hallmark holiday trope, but it involves a snowman and a special scarf, and it is so much fun, and it's on Netflix, and I think you'll really enjoy it.
Oh, all right, I'll have to check that out because sometimes I want something just relaxing and just, you know, fluffy to watch. Like,
Yeah, yeah, definitely don't go into it like this movie's gonna change my life. It's not,
yeah,
but it's fun.
I like things like that. Did you
Uh-oh.
ever see the series? Oh, you haven't seen it with Steve Carell and Tina Fey?
Which one? I think my internet kinda got stuck for a sec.
Mine did too, so it could have been mine or maybe both of ours.
Oh,
um,
no.
we can't have that happen. Yeah, it was the Four Seasons on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, we haven't watched that one yet.
Okay, yeah. So it's like funny and lighthearted and just
Okay.
shows all the like it's so relatable too if you've been like married or in like a long-term relationship, like all the like crazy little intricate things that happen in relationships like that, but it's like funny. And also like, it's got its like sad moments, but it was again, I was something I relaxed to a while back. I took some
Okay.
time out. So anyway, throwing the Four Seasons out there because when you were talking about that, it just made me think of that. So
Nice. I will add that to the list for sure.
yeah, I think you and JP would like it. It's fun.
Thanks.
So this is our last show of
Yeah,
the year. But before, oh my God, we forgot to even mention we saw each other recently,
we did.
like 2
Yeah,
days
on
ago.
Saturday. And it was so fun. Look at us. And look
We
at
are
that food.
adorable. And look at that food. Okay. Simply Green Cafe in Ramsey, New Jersey. Kimberly, that was an amazing find that you found.
Right? Yeah.
We
Thank you,
were trying to
ChatGPT.
Yeah, because we were trying to find we're like just under 2 hours apart.
Mhm.
Man, I wish we lived like 30 or less,
Yeah.
but
But then
but
we wouldn't have
two,
found this place.
that's true. We wouldn't have found this place. So yes, amazing place, amazing food, desserts. We bought things to share, and
Mhm.
I could barely eat dinner when I got home.
Good for you, because I'll tell you, I did eat dinner. So we'll go back to the photo. So up here on the left, Jen and I shared this stuffed French toast with like a raspberry cream cheese in it. And
Mhm.
then and it was so good, right? The
It was so good.
creaminess and like the berry flavor. Oh, I loved it. And then below that is Jen's chicken Caesar wrap. And
With sweet
then
potato
mine.
fries, so good.
Yes, right. Oh, love a good sweet potato fry. And I love when they dust it with a little bit of cinnamon. Oh, so
Mm,
good.
that is so good.
And then up on the right, top right was my breakfast. I got a tofu scramble platter. So I have not been able to eat like traditional Jersey diner food, right, since going vegan. So the ability to have like an omelet of sorts with like home fries and toast was very exciting. And then the final photo is tiramisu, a like cosmic brownie type thing, a cannoli, and then a lemon cake. And then I brought home for dinner a sausage and pepper sandwich with regular fries, and that was also amazing.
Yes, it was all I was craving the lemon cake yesterday. And by the way, the brownie was okay, but I stuck it in the fridge. And then like later that I didn't end up eating dinner because I finished my dessert. That's oh wait, we did get sushi for dinner, but I only got like 2 rolls. I got the avocado mango roll that I usually get. I usually get like
Ooh.
3 or 4 of those, but I just got 2 because I had
Yeah.
the rest of my brownie and tiramisu, which the brownie was even better after it was chilled in the fridge, so
Nice. Okay. Yeah, JP ate all of the dessert. I was so full after finishing my sandwich, so he finished off the dessert and he enjoyed all of them as well. It was solid. And yeah, this is going to be like our place that where Jen and I, when we're going to meet up halfway, this is where
mhm.
we're going.
It's our happy place.
It is. And it's in like a cute town. So once the weather's nice, like it was so cold and windy that day,
Oh,
but when
yeah.
the weather's nice, like we can go walk around. I'm pretty sure there's a park. So we could even like sit in the park and like,
Yeah.
work on stuff. So yeah, it's a good
And it's
spot.
right by the train too, so if anyone is taking I'm assuming it's the New Jersey Transit, that's a train that ran through there, so,
Yeah.
yeah, you could take the New Jersey Transit there, I'm assuming it's the Ramsey, New Jersey stop, being that
Right.
it's
One would think so.
One would think so, yeah, but, yeah, if you're, like, in the New Jersey area or New York City area or Hudson Valley area, go there and just eat everything.
Yes.
So, Kimberly, wow, we have been doing this for almost a year since
Yeah.
March.
Since March. Yeah.
March
It's
17th was our first show live.
I know. It's so crazy.
And we've been planning it. We were planning for like almost a year,
Yeah.
just like less than a year, maybe like 10 months before we were able to launch this. And now we've been doing it for like that long.
I know. It's like I can't even wrap my head around it. I tried to like sit with it and think about like everything that we've done, what it took for us to get here. And
Mhm.
I'm just so blown away by us. And I'm so happy to be partnered with you and doing this together. It's so much fun.
Same, same. Yeah, I feel like I've known you forever.
Right? Me too.
But it's only been almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited to see what magical things we create moving forward, which we already got some great ideas for 2026, which was
Yeah.
part of the reason why we met up in Ramsey, New Jersey. Uh,
Mhm.
part of it hanging out, eating good food, catching up with each other. And then the other part was actually planning.
Yeah. I was pleased with the amount of work we got done.
We did get a lot done. And
Yeah.
I feel like too, because we had some time to just relax and enjoy each other's company. When we did sit down to be productive, it was just flowing really
Yeah.
well. So,
Yeah.
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 So, we were going to talk about today about holiday memories and just reflect on our show and talk about the new year, which I can't believe 2025 is wrapping up.
Mhm.
So, Kimberly, how about we share some memories before we jump into the show? What are your thoughts on
Yeah.
that?
Sure, that sounds great. Um, so for me, uh, I was thinking about my some of my favorite holiday memories, and I have one. I can see the photo in my head, and I couldn't find the actual photo to like share with everybody today. But it was one Christmas where my parents got me the Gem and the Holograms and like their stage.
Amazing.
And yeah, and I came down the stairs. So the way our house was set up when we were kids is like there was a stairway, but like it was like there were two walls on both sides. So you came down the stairs and then there were two little steps, one off to the kitchen, one off to the living room. So
Oh,
like you couldn't see the Christmas tree as you were coming down. And like we had this tradition where my brother and I would sit at the top of the stairs with my mom. My dad would go downstairs and turn the tree on and make sure Santa had come. And so then he would like, all clear, like you guys can come down, and we would come
aw,
down. I know, it was so cute.
so
We'd
sweet.
come down into the living room, and then the tree would be over here. And I remember like we came off the steps and we're looking at the tree. I remember seeing the Gem and the Holograms and their stage and everything. And the look on my face in the photo is like, I cannot
Aw.
believe that my parents got me this amazing toy that I was so excited about. I loved Barbie and the Rockers. I loved Gem and the Holograms. And so to have like the stage and their ability to like play their instruments and stuff, it was like, uh, I was such an imaginative kid, and to have those tools at my disposal, I was so excited about. And like in the photo, it's like me making that face, my brother also making that face. I don't remember what he got that year, but there was
Aw.
definitely something under the tree that made him go, "Oh." And then our dog Punch
Aw.
in the mix too with his like little fluffy tail. And it's just like, uh, what a great memory. And just thinking about it like fills my heart with so much warmth.
I would love to see the photo, but just the way you shared it too, I feel like just captures how amazing that memory is. And I loved Barbie and the Rockers and Gem. I didn't have any Gem dolls, but I did have a Barbie and the Rocker doll. I remember it came with the cassette tape with like the songs.
So cool.
And then a few years later, I got a Joey McIntyre doll from New Kids on the Block. It also had a cassette
Oh,
tape.
yeah, nice. Yeah, I had one of each of the New Kids dolls as well. That was really fun. And then, oh, I had a friend who decided that she was gonna try to take them. And I remember
What?
like discovering, I know. I was like, I get it. Like, not everybody's lucky enough to have these, but like, I don't think so, lady. So anyway, that's not really a it just came to my head, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot about that.
Well, a neighbor friend threw my Joey McIntyre doll and it broke his leg. And I had to like tie it. I remember like having his leg wrapped up with like a shoelace. I completely forgot about that, but when you said that, I just remember.
Oh
Oh,
my.
so funny. It's crazy. It's like it feels like so long ago, and yet it doesn't at the same time.
Yeah,
We really like, our brains are very interesting
for
apparatuses.
sure. So, another memory, you have some photos for another holiday memory. Would you like to talk about that one?
I would like to talk about that.
Okay.
There is my little furball Menorah and my son Joseph. So on December 24th, 2011, my son and I adopted a little kitten. She was 7 months old at the time. In the top left corner, there she is in the cage. And I told my son I had moved into an apartment recently that could have pets. And I told my son I would get him a cat for Hanukkah. I grew up with cats. I hadn't had cats since childhood. And yeah, he had the name picked out before the cat. He was going to name the cat Menorah, which was
Aw.
appropriate. It was also like it was when Hanukkah and Christmas like coincided. And he was like obsessed with black and white cats. And we would look at for like a month a couple months before we went to adopt her. We would look at the cats on their website at the Sean Casey Animal Rescue in Brooklyn, by the way. Go check them out. They're a no-kill shelter. They do amazing work. Highly recommend supporting them. They do a lot of great things. And so he wanted a black and white cat. So we walked in there. The day had come. I picked him up from his dad. I had the cat carrier. I was all excited. We were going to Sean Casey Animal Rescue to go adopt our little furry friend. And we walked in there, and there's all these little faces meowing at us. And in this cage in the top left was at the time named Jocelyn Menorah. She was like playing with a mouse and just all active in the cage. And he was like, I want that one. And that's how we got Menorah. And then the picture underneath, I documented all the little things, was us bringing her home. And Joseph opened up the carrier. She was scared. She was under the bed, but she was curious and watching us. And he had all kinds of like fun toys, like, you know, cars and little, you know, Hot Wheels and things. And then the next photo on the top is him playing with her. Like this maybe like a couple days later, she like settled in and then there she is. That's like an old baby blanket of Joseph's that she like, you know, really settled in with us. And then the last photo on the bottom of these smaller photos is Menorah just hanging on the couch with me, using me as my leg as a pillow. And maybe that's like a week or two, maybe like 2 weeks after she was home with us. And I was like, oh my God, I have to get a photo of this cute little fur ball sleeping on my leg. And then I had so many of her over the years because it was like almost 14 years ago. So there's a funny photo I took of her in her old apartment where she's yawning right when I snapped the photo. And then Menorah, she likes to read. So she read the book, That Little Voice in Your Head. So, Menorah's very big into personal development like me.
Of course.
And this was taken, Menorah and the Sunflower, I think this was taken last year with Joseph, who's now 20. He was 6 at the time when we adopted her. So yeah. So one of the things that I think about with the holidays is adopting Menorah. We adopted her on Christmas Eve, which also was Hanukkah. So her adoption always reminds me of the holidays. And I have tons of other photos of her. So I'm very proud of myself for distilling it down to these.
Yeah. It's hard. Like, look at the little face. Like, how do you not share every single photo? But it's just like people with photos of their kids. Like,
yeah,
you know, you hit a point where no one's interested anymore.
Exactly. But you know, I mean, Kimberly, you have 3 adorable, cute little fur balls.
Thank you.
Right? Like you can't help but snap pictures every time they're like sleeping.
Oh yeah.
Or they have their little faces covered with their little paws, you know, or they have their arms like this, or you know, you probably have 50 other photos of it, but if you see it, you have to.
Absolutely, every single time. JP was snuggling with Gemma on the couch yesterday. Aww. And she was like laying against him, like her little paws kind of just like this, and then she lifted her head and looked at him, then like leaned her head this way and just like fell asleep, just like laying just totally like
in bliss, right?
Yeah. So there's like 10 photos of just that one moment on my phone now.
As there should be.
Yeah.
Because you can't just get one photo. You need
10. Yeah. You got to make sure that you've captured it. So
yeah. I have some Ellie and Menorah moments too, from over the years that are, you know, fun. It's so cute seeing the husbands interact with the pets.
It is.
Yeah. So what are like some traditions? Like what are some traditions? Like what do you and JP do now for the holidays?
Ooh, huh. So we, weirdly enough, we haven't really had any lately. When we brought in Daisy and Gus in 2019, they had lived outside. So we were nervous about like putting up a Christmas tree. And like, by the way, like JP and I are not religious. So I used to say as a kid, like I celebrate the commercialized aspects of Christmas. That's still true to this day. So we actually hadn't put up a tree from 2019 through 2024.
Oh,
And so we
wow.
finally just put up a tree this year. And because Gemma, who had really lived outside for a lot longer than Daisy and Gus did, and we had seen her climbing trees, we what we did this year is we just got a tree and we put up the tree and we haven't decorated it. So it's got lights on it, but no ornaments that could be broken because we weren't sure if she was going to be trying to scale the tree. And then we were away, for a week, and the tree was still standing and no one has bothered it. So now I think next year we'll actually decorate it with all of our ornaments and stuff. But yeah, I feel like we need to create some traditions because we have ones around Halloween, but we
Mhm.
don't have any for like Christmas, Yule, whatever. So I think you've inspired me to see what we can come up with. What about you guys?
I love it. Yeah, and I think too, it's like as you're an adult, right? It's like these things change, and I'm like you. I like the commercialized aspects of things. I mean, I consider myself like a traditional person more than like religious.
Mhm.
And so so for Hanukkah, we definitely have decorations. I was reflecting about this morning when my son Joseph was younger. It was like more fun in some ways because we would bake cookies together and decorate them, and I would have fun. Like I would get him like 8 gifts at the time. It was easier to shop for him, and his requirements for gifts were much cheaper. Like I could get him like Lego sets, which aren't necessarily cheap either, but like I could go and just get an assortment of like toys and art stuff and cars and just things to keep him busy and wrap it up, and it would be fun having him like pick something, and he would see everything all wrapped up and wondering what was in there. And
Yeah.
so, but eventually it was just like specific requests or, all right, here's money.
Right.
um, or if we were like in the mall, I'll be like, all right, here's your budget. Just tell me what you want, and we'll pick it up for you. But yeah, as we've gone, like I still decorate. Like I decorated our kitchen window, and I always do there's usually like one night where I'll do like traditional Hanukkah stuff. Like I'll make the latkes, which is the potato pancakes, and very easy to veganize because the only thing that's not vegan in them is egg, and so you combined it in other ways for that without the egg. And it's so funny. My husband like, yeah, but I want the real ones. I'm like, and
Uh,
then when I serve it, it tastes essentially the same.
mhm.
It tastes the
Yep.
same. It really
Yeah.
does, right? But he always, but I want the real ones. These are real.
Right. This is not fake food I'm serving you.
Mhm.
You can eat it.
You can't eat it, right? It's just funny how we kind of have this playful banter around me being vegan and him not. So it's all in good fun most of
Yeah.
the time. Uh, um, yeah, so that's pretty much it. Like, well, so I think tonight I'll probably fry some up, and I need potatoes. I don't have potatoes. I got to get on that. Um, yeah, and then when we were living in Brooklyn, we would usually go to like my husband's sister's house. But sometimes we still like get together with family, usually for a night. But yeah, it's pretty much it. It's like low key. Um, but yeah, it was a little more fun when my son was younger because there was like an
Mhm.
element of magic that
Yeah.
goes away when your kids become adults or when you're an adult, right? Because I remember the holiday when you right there's that excitement like when you came down the stairs and you see
Mhm.
Gem and the holograms, right?
Yeah.
Like I want moments like that as an adult.
Mhm. Yep. I remember when I figured out about Santa. So I
Mm.
guess if anyone is watching this later and your children are around, maybe put your headphones in.
Or pause the episode.
Right, until the kids go away. But, like, I remember my dad being like, "Just
Watch
don't
it
tell your
later."
brother because like, the magic is gone once you think that this is not a thing." So here, I'll be a little vague, right? Okay.
Mhm.
And he was right, it was incredible thinking about like these gifts just coming from somewhere and you didn't have to feel guilty about, and I don't know if all kids have that, but like I was one of those kids that was like, I really want this, but I don't want my parents to spend too much. Like, I didn't know anything about my parents' like financial situation. It's not like where does that come from? But my brother was like, buy me all the things, and like he didn't care. But me, I was like, I want to be mindful about this and not spend all their money, but thinking about Santa bringing everything, then I don't need to worry about anybody's budget, you know?
Yeah. That totally puts a damper on things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I remember like growing up Jewish, we did not do, Santa wasn't part of it.
Mhm.
But there was always a part of me that like wondered if it was real. And so I remember one time coming down the stairs, and it happened to be, I think it was like Christmas time. And there was snow on the roof, and my dad was coming down the stairs with me, and there was, I think it was like squirrel tracks on the snow, but my dad
Mhm.
was like, "Look, it's Santa's reindeer's tracks."
Aw.
And I'm like, "What?" I felt bad 'cause he didn't bring me anything.
Aw.
But I just totally forgot about it. My dad was playful and funny that way. But I vaguely remember seeing these tracks and my dad joking with me that it was Santa's reindeer.
I love that.
Oop, I just hit my mic. Yeah, it's so fun reminiscing about these things. And I
Yeah,
think, now that we're adults, we can bring our own magic
we
into
can.
into it and create new memories. And it's great that your cats didn't tear down your tree.
Yeah. You never know, right?
Yeah, if we had that, Menorah would be all over in it, probably, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
She would see sparkly things and shrubbery and just wanna be a part of it.
Yep, yeah, we were pleasantly surprised that it was still standing when we got back.
Well, that's great, yeah, so
Yeah.
I can't believe we're, like, almost 7:30.
Yeah.
And I'm, like, looking at my questions, and I wanted to ask you, Kimberly, pivoting over to
Mhm.
our show, what did you learn the most doing this show this year?
Ooh, um, wow, so many things. What did I learn the most? Well, one is, like, getting up early and being ready to be on camera at 7 in the morning. That was a big one. Um, but really it was more, I'm just being, silly, but, um, this ability to just, like, show up in a different way, to
Mhm,
be I have the podcast and I have conversations on the podcast and stuff, but, there's no video component to Did You Bring the Hummus?
mhm,
And I like it that way, I do. So, having this show where I not only have to be prepared for what I'm talking about, but I also have to be prepared to be seen and be comfortable with that,
mm.
and facing some things that came up, like, when we did the one food video when we were in the kitchen and I watched it back, like, I was so upset and I wasn't comfortable and I hated the idea that that was out there and people could see me that way. Because there was times where, you're seeing me from the side as my camera's following me around and moving around the kitchen. And, when you think about it, it's more likely than not no one's even noticing because they're focusing on what we're talking about the food. If they're interested in what we were making. Of course, there are mean people out there and keyboard warriors. So there probably will come a day where someone will see that and make a comment. But that's fine because it forced me to just appreciate myself for where I am now, because what we are doing is so meaningful And I'm actually really good at it, having a conversation, sharing hard information, and doing it with another person. Like we have such a good back and forth and the way we play off each other, all of those things, and being able to share the message and hopefully help people make a change or deepen their veganism so that we are showing up and saving animals every time we do this. Like that means so much more than what my body looks like in one moment in time. So there was a lot of like inner stuff for me,
Hmm.
as we've gone through this. And then like just quickly based on like the content that we've done this year, I've learned so much. Like we have covered topics that I hadn't thought about before, wasn't aware of, or didn't realize just how awful things are in certain areas, or so it really opened my eyes and reminded me that like we're always learning and we can always do better. And it's just a matter of being open to it and being willing to continue to make changes and grow and evolve, both myself and with you. And so I think those are my big takeaways. What are yours? What did you learn?
Well, first of all, I just want to acknowledge, thank you for sharing and being vulnerable about that, because I remember I loved cooking with you and had a different experience. And I even got compliments from friends saying how they loved our dynamic and they thought you were
Oh,
funny and they enjoyed watching you and what you were making with me. And then you had a completely different
yep.
response. I was like, wait, what? You were amazing. And it's just an example of how we are our own worst critics, right?
Yeah.
Because I do that to myself as well. And I I've had my own platform for a while, and I've had it the Confident Vegan for 2 years now, over a little over 2 years. And I've gotten comfortable talking with people, but this helped me grow and elevate in a whole other way. Being more vulnerable and, feeling safe doing that with you. I feel like I can share more and do more. Like I feel like I can do anything with you by my side. So,
I feel that way too.
aw. And yeah, and just doing editing and doing more reels and doing more editing projects, doing YouTube shorts. I never even thought of doing that. And then putting that on my own YouTube channel. And so I've learned a lot more with production, and it's helped me tap into that creativity and editing and doing graphics and things, and getting out of my own way of judging. I just love that we show up and let our own magic do its
Mhm.
thing. And I think, I know for myself, I love watching people who are authentic and not perfect. Um because to me that's not relatable. And
Yeah.
so I just had this has really helped me develop showing up being myself and being more comfortable doing that and caring less about what other people think. Like I feel like it's been an ongoing work,
Mhm.
of inner work with myself on that. I feel like doing the show with you has definitely elevated that. And I feel like, yeah, I can try new things with Kimberly by my side. It's less scary and
Yeah.
alone.
Agreed. And you know what? Maybe we'll do more cooking videos next year. Why
Yeah,
not?
that would
Yeah.
be, yeah, yeah. I think it would be fun. I think we're so good at it. And yeah, we had some great guests. We
Yeah.
had the cinnamon snails, Adam Sobel, as our
Mhm. Our
first
very
guest.
first guest.
Yes, so fun. And yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. This has been a foundation for us of what's next,
Yeah.
and you got to start somewhere, right? We had a general
Mhm.
idea and then we just figured it out as we went along. And my biggest advice to anyone, whatever it is, if there's something that you want to do, but you don't have it all figured out, if you just have like enough foundational steps in place, just get started, because the rest of it starts to unfold once you're like in it
Mhm.
doing it.
Yeah. That is great advice. And that is what we've done. And I do think that the show continues to get better and will
Yeah.
continue to improve, and yeah, I'm excited to see where it takes us.
Yeah, and in the meantime, we get to find cool places to meet up and eat food together and have
Yes,
really cool business meetings.
that's right.
Um, what about New Year's
Mm.
resolutions? What is your take on that? Like, do you do resolutions or set goals for the year each time?
So I used to, and I found that I was never doing them. They were either too big and didn't actually say anything. Oh, I'm going to lose weight next year. I'm going
Yeah.
to learn this next year. And it was never like specific. And so I wouldn't do it. And then I became part of like an organization, like a mass business mastermind. And the woman who ran that, she was like, I don't set resolutions or anything. I just choose a word for the year. And then
Mhm.
every decision that I make is either in service of that word or it's not. And so I haven't chosen my word yet for this coming year. But in the past, I've had words like commit or magic. That one was my favorite. And honestly, maybe that'll be 2026 because it was so good the year that I chose magic as my word, because it
Mhm.
really helped me stay focused, it's helped me stay present, and made sure that I was doing things that made me feel good because I was looking for magic in the things that I was doing. And I really was a lot more tuned into myself that year. And I've done other things like freedom and like, I've words that I thought based on like what I had been like going through a coaching program, that kind of stuff kind of put
Mhm.
me in like, oh, well, I should be searching for financial freedom or this freedom or whatever. But like it didn't really resonate with me. So it didn't really work. But so that's the other thing, like really sit with
Mhm.
yourself and do some journaling and think about what you want, how you want to feel more than what you want to do or accomplish. And then when you figure out how you want to feel next year, it's a lot easier to find a word that can help you foster that feeling.
Yeah, I love that, and I'm like you. Same thing. I used to do the resolutions. "Oh, I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna do this," and yeah,
Mhm.
I'm like
Yeah.
over it after a few weeks, like everybody
Right.
else. And then a while back, I forgot how many years ago, probably like 8, 9 years ago, a friend from the coaching program, we both done the same program, does the word for the year like a theme. And so
Mhm.
I would set a theme, and that does work better for me. And I think
Yeah.
mine, I can't even remember now exactly what mine, but it was around like showing up. I think it was consistency,
Mm.
because that's something I've struggled with, and I feel like I've done a lot better with being consistent. Sometimes it's been like showing up, or you know, I can't even remember some of my other themes, but I think also part of my theme, one of my goals was just not hiding, just being
Mhm.
more comfortable showing up, being myself, sharing myself, and not caring what people think. And so I definitely have grown a lot. And so I feel like, yeah, when you set a word or a theme, and when you have the feeling of something that you want, it's going to create it's the law of attraction, right? Like our
Mhm.
energy. So it's oh, I want to make money, or I want to be, I want to have abundance. Well, abundance can mean different things. You can be an abundant in different ways. And if you get clear on, well, what is that thing going to give me? Is it going to give me freedom? Is it going to give me, you know, whatever? Is it love that I'm looking for? Creativity? Like what are these things? What is the thing that I want, and what is that going to give me? And then when you
Mhm.
tap into that feeling and that outcome, that it's like, well, how can I create that now? Right? How can we
Yeah.
have freedom now? And
Mhm.
there's, and getting clear on what your definition is for that thing too.
Yeah.
Because what freedom means to one person could mean something completely different to somebody else, as well as
Right.
abundance, right? That's always a loaded word too.
Yeah.
So yeah. Wow. I trying to think, is there anything else, Kimberly, you want to share before we wrap up our season 1 episode?
Yeah. I just want to thank the people who have tuned in, whether you've joined us live or whether you catch the replays. Just thank you so much for being here. It's nice to have people tune in, and don't be afraid to talk to us. Like, there's a comment section, like, ask us questions, leave comments, tell us what you think about what we're talking about, tell us what you'd like to see more of or hear about. We're trying to talk about all kinds of vegan related things, so like maybe there's something that about that we don't know yet, and so we'd
Yeah.
love to do some research on and do a show about. So don't be afraid to reach out. Like, we're your friends and we just want to have a chat. Yeah, I think that's it. Just thank you so much. How about
Yeah,
you, Jen?
I'm going to echo everything you just said. We appreciate everyone who's tuned in, who's watched, who's shared episodes, commented, given us feedback. We're only going to build it more and more from here, and so you can be part of that process. So we're going to be taking off the next 2 weeks to have a break during the holiday season and be refreshed for 2026 for our season 2, which will be the first Monday in January. Was that January 6th?
5th.
January 5th.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, we will be back then, and even though we won't be on for a couple weeks, leave us a comment, send us a message. Everything that Kimberly said, we're your friends, we're your vegan friends, and you can hang out and chat with us, whether live or in the replays. And we want to make this space grow even more. And so we would love to have you more part of it. And yeah, I appreciate all the support that we've gotten.
And one more thing before I forget, I just put a link into the comments. If you are looking to go vegan, if you're not vegan yet, or if you're a new vegan and you want to learn more, you need some level of support, Jen and I are actually partnering to do a Veganuary little free thing where you can join us like live on Zoom 4 times during the month of January, where we're going to talk about all kinds of things for those of you who are beginners or really curious about it. And so you'll walk away from that month really having a much deeper connection to veganism. And we're both really excited about that. So you can sign up via that link that I just put into the comments. We would love to see you there.
We would. Thank you for doing that, Kimberly.
Yeah.
I am excited doing this adventure because it's going to help us grow doing something new. And yeah, it's another way that we can connect with you all and help other people try veganism. And if you're a vegan who is already committed vegan and you have a friend or family member who you think could try it for a month, send them our way. We would be happy to help. It's a non-judgmental space just to show people how great being vegan is and why we enjoy it so much.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for now.
Yeah.
Kimberly, this was so much fun. I've had an incredible year with you, and I know we're going to have another incredible year next year.
Yes.
And yeah, thank you again for watching, and we will see you all next year.
Thank you.
Bye.